Submarine. A ship with this keyword printed on its deck plate card has removable hull pieces that are treated exactly the same as masts on a normal ship. At the beginning of your turn, decide if the submarine is submerged or on the surface. If submerged, lift the submarine's hull from its base so only the spine is showing. The hull is set aside and is still used to track damage to the submarine. When the submarine is on the surface, replace the hull, minus any previously eliminated hull pieces. If submerged, the submarine can only move. It cannot shoot or be shot at, it cannot repair, it cannot dock, and it cannot be rammed. A submerged submarine may ram another ship, but regardless of success, it must immediately be moved S away from the target instead of boarding. If a submarine is on the surface, it functions exactly like a normal ship, except that it cannot pin or be pinned, cannot tow or be towed, and is not damaged when rammed, but it can still board and be boarded normally. So the submarine keyword is a big one. This was in one of the surveys. This was listed as one of the more confusing ones, actually, along with Sea Monster, I think, and possibly a few others. But I've got the Mercury, USS Mercury here. So this is on the surface, and then to submerge it, you would have it like this, and then it can still move normally. Submerged ramming is one of a submarine's best strengths because it can ram to try to take out masts while submerged, and then it's not pinned, and the opponent generally won't be able to shoot at it unless they've got the sub-hunting ability or a canceller. Submarines are kind of pricey for what you get. Most of them are not great gunships. The Mercury is one of the best submarines. It's got 2L guns, but most of them aren't really great at anything. They're somewhat slow, relatively poorly armed, kind of small. They're 2 and 3 masts only, and they usually don't have great cargo space or speed, so they're not very viable gold options either. And a bunch of them are mercenary submarines. That's the faction that introduced them in Mysterious Islands, so they can't dock at their own home island, so a lot of them are not very viable just in general, and a lot of times you might need a shipwright to keep them afloat for a while. But there are a few notable ones, and it's still kind of an interesting concept. I think it's a little too advanced for, you know, the Age of Sail theme, but they can be viable as ram ships, as a defensive measure. Putting cancellers on subs is one of the best defensive combos in the entire game, I would say, and there are a few that are pretty good actually.